Millennials, yeah, we back at it again. Versus the world, you know that we gon' win. Right by my side, got my family and kin. Go, K-Dot. MW, man, this podcast is tough. K-Dot like Giannis, he keep it above. Millennials up and we ain't getting stuck. No, they ain't ready, you think we gon' stop? Maryland and DC, we got it on lock. Tune in, we live, and you know we the spot. Panels and parties, you know how we rock. Millennials versus the world. Millennials versus the world. Millennials versus the world.
Millennials versus the world.
It's the Millennials vs. the World podcast. It's your boy K-Dot Mims checking in. What up, good people? The only spot you get authenticity and entertainment at the same time. I'm gonna be super G from the rip, bro. I don't know how long this one gonna go, but I know this Kanye documentary. Let me give a disclaimer. So I graduated high school in 2009, so y'all gotta understand Kanye was like one of the biggest, well, he was my favorite artist. This has nothing to do with how I feel about him now. I'm gonna try not to tap into that for this episode, but you best believe we gonna get into this thing today. You know what I'm saying? I just watched it. You feel me? Fresh off the jump. You understand what I'm saying? And we gonna get into that bad boy today. So man, it's the Millennials vs. World podcast. I don't even know what episode we on. I don't even know the vibe, but I know for sure we are getting into this Kanye documentary, man. First of all, man, let me check in with y'all. How y'all been feeling? How y'all been rocking? You know what I'm saying? 2022, second month about to be over. Are we going after those goals? Are we going after the goals? That's all I'm asking. Like, are we going after the goals? Are we making these relationships healthy? Are we repairing relationships where we can? See, I ain't always cut off. Circling back, I was cut off shorty. You know what I'm saying? Now, are we repairing the relationships that we can repair? Are we going down that road of making sure that we, you know what I'm saying? We showing love and we doing those things to the people that it matters. You feel me? I'm out that bag. Let's get straight into it, man. So, the documentary, bro. First of all, amazing job. As much as you do dislike Kanye and the things he does, well, let me speak for myself. As much as I dislike the things Kanye does, and I don't necessarily know if it's mental health, you know, he just not having that person he trusts to guide him, or whatever the case may be. I'm not sure, and I'm not sure if somebody that has that quote unquote what people claim that level of mental health issues gets this far. But you gotta respect this man's story, bro. If you don't respect this man's story, you just not for, like, I don't even want to say the American dream. You're not for the grind. You're really not for what we say. You know what I'm saying? These things like what we want. Like you like and I've only watched episode 1. The 2 week, the episodes come out weekly. I've only watched one from when it started at Jermaine's Dupri party in 1998 to right when he got signed to Rockefeller. Bruh, if you do not respect this man's story, I literally don't know what to tell you. Like, I have no idea if there is an instance where, like, it's like the opposite of cancel culture. Like, we be ready to get rid of Kanye, but the man's story makes you say, like, nah, Kanye, that's us. It's just amazing, bro. And his music can't be denied. You know what I'm saying? I ain't listened to his latest, well, I haven't been committed to his latest projects. I'll probably stop right after graduation. I know Life of Pablo, I rock with some of those songs off that. Jesus, I didn't do. Jesus is King, I didn't do. Donda, I just seen it on TikTok and whatever so much. But the documentary, the way it starts, the man's creativity. He's out in, is it Costa Rica, I think? Dominican Republic? I can't remember, but the way it starts, his creativity just shows you from the jump why he is this creative or this big or like a generational icon. You know what I'm saying? And I also think that in the beginning, he has his phone in his hand. Before he calls somebody, he says like, yeah, nah, don't tweet that. Or like, yeah, do tweet that. The fact that that he's angling these tweets and all these different things, that it's strategic. He understands what he's doing. So, like, the mental health thing I'm not going to get into. I'm just saying, mental health or not, the man knows what he's doing. So, boom. We take it out. Coodie is a dude that shoots the whole thing. His homeboy Coodie. 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 And he's narrating it, too. So, it takes you all the way back to a party at Jermaine Dupri. It was Mace and his group Harlem World. And they're like, yo, what up? And then he shows Kanye. Mind you, at the time, they not really locked in yet. But he says, you know, Kanye says his thing, and you know, Kanye always been Kanye. Just in '98, we didn't say the old Kanye. He was just Kanye. But bro, the dude started from like ground zero, and I think, you know, you see that when he said he met him in '98, you know, Cootie goes into his story how he had this channel called 01, and that was out in Chicago. This is back when, like, if you didn't get the tape or the CD or the VHS, you wasn't gonna see what people were recording. You wasn't gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? And you couldn't even like control the output. It's like you really had to be in the streets, or you really had to be in the spots where it happened in order to see it. If I could like go back to a time and then come back to this one, I think that's the time I would go to. I think that's super dope. But he was doing underground artists, bro. So you see him in Chicago shooting all these underground artists, shooting all these people. Really at the time, I would have to say, you know, we ain't really see that, because when we was coming up, this like 2000, it's like 99 to early 2000, like 9 or 10. But even still, you didn't see people just walking around with a camcorder. You know what I'm saying? So he does all that, and then he gets a hold of Kanye, because remember, he did Jermaine's Dupri party and he saw Kanye. So I'm like, so then as soon as he get with Kanye like, bro, I'm moving to New York to try to get on. You know what I'm saying? So mind you, he's like, I'm trying to move to New York to get on. Cootie, like, F it, I gotta go. Let's stop right there real quick. When you bout that life, you gotta make decisions that show you about that life. And granted, they ain't have no kids, no, you know, really, well, I don't know if Cootie had kids, but you gotta make decisions sometimes to show people like, yeah, we about that action. You know what I'm saying? And being that way lets you know, like, hey, like, those people are committed to you. So Kanye moves out to New York. Cootie comes with him to start shooting the documentary that we see now. So it's like all this stuff is happening, well, back then in real time that he's shooting or whatever. And this is around the time when Kanye, you know, he already had a reputation in Chicago, a good one. He was already producing for Rockefeller, but everybody saw him as a producer still. So this whole first episode is his grind to get from, you know, underground to producer to artist. But the whole time we see him, he's always rapping. He's always rapping, but everybody else just sees him as a producer. You know what I'm saying? So when he gets to New York, you know, they got a small apartment. The blueprint just came out. So Kanye was responsible for a lot on that, which I think most of us knew. But like, the blueprint has to be one of Jay-Z's biggest albums. And if it's not from a sales point, from a cultural standpoint. So a lot of, you know, he was responsible for that. Minute 7. Yo, shout out to Black Line Customs, man. My boy B-Dot, man, holler at him. He customizes my hoodies. He customizes anything you need. Make sure anywhere, doesn't matter. He's based in North Carolina, but if you need it, he got you. Dope design, graphic design artist. Great, he pays attention to details. He'll lock you in. Shout out to the sponsor of this episode, Black Line Customs, man. Tap in with my boy. Tell him K-Dot sent you. He'll get you right. And quality is amazing. Anything you want, this dude does it to the T. So make sure you holler at my bro B-Dot. Black Lines Customs is on IG. 2020 Black Line as well. Holler at him. Tell him K-Dot sent you. He'll rock with you. So this is around the time, you know, we see Kanye. We'll see Kanye. Rapping all the time when everybody else knows him as a producer. You know what I'm saying? And I think when we see that, it's like, damn, like, the raps that we value so much, it was just so like, to him. And everybody's like, nah, we ain't trying to hear that. So you see him like creating beats, giving beats to people in cars. It was Mos Def, Talib Kweli, I could be tearing his name up. Y'all know who be with Mos Def. Talib Kweli. I'm tearing that up. Who, y'all know his name. But you know, he's in the car giving them beats, and this part of the documentary is so big because it just shows the grind. Like, and it shows how much he believed. And the crazy part is like, for him to be so good at both rapping and producing, it's like, damn, how do y'all just see this man as a producer? You know what I mean? And we got to realize when Kanye came out, or when he was trying to get on, a lot of what he did that we loved wasn't popular back then. So this is probably like when he's doing the beats heavy, you know, 01-ish, 02-ish, somewhere in there. And you just see the like grind of him having a small apartment, him and Cootie and people coming out of the apartment, and you hear him play stuff like All Falls Down and Jesus Walks, and hear him rapping Family Business and all these songs that for us are huge that people don't even rock with. You know what I'm saying? But I think something that we gotta like tap into a little bit that we see a lot is like every industry, we gotta get out of thinking it's just creative industries. Every industry is dog eat dog. Every industry needs you to be willing to do a little bit more than the other person. Every industry is like, bro, I gotta get mine. I'm gonna help you get yours, but I gotta get mine first. Because essentially the real rule is like, you have to get on before you help the others. It's hard to get on together unless you're doing the exact same thing together. So I think like you see it on video, like a lot of artists, you know, Myth Bleak, Dame. Dame's not an artist, but Dame. But it's you gotta who else? Scarface, people out of Chicago, all these people like, yeah, Kanye, he up next. But in all, like, bro, they was just rocking with his beats. Like they wasn't even really tapping into his music. And the level of confidence that Kanye kept about his music while everybody was basically saying like holler at him for beats and like, yeah, he gonna be a dope artist, but it was real gun-ho on his beats. And to see him go to all these different people and it's like, yeah, he up next, but it was like that they knew he was fire, but I'm trying to get mine type vibe. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy because this is Kanye. And if Kanye had to go through this, what do we think we gotta go through to get on? And he's literally, if not the biggest for my millennials, one of the biggest icons of our time. But if this man had to go through this, what do you think we gotta go through? Is what I'm saying. Like, I think that part is so misunderstood. I'm like, how in the world do we think that Kanye, let me say not Kanye, how do we think that is easy? How do we think that is easy? So, you know, he's already produced, so at this point, he's already produced the Blueprint. He's already in New York. He's already tapped into the scene in New York. He's already getting beats. He's already getting beats to people. He's already connected with some artists, but he can't get a deal. Everybody just wants his beats, and he can't get a deal as an artist. But he can't get a deal as an artist, but everybody just wants his beat. But it's like he goes to, the grind is real. He going to every A&R, everybody like, yo, I'm rocking with you, but the label don't see it. The label does not see the Kanye we know. I don't care what the game is. If this man could be as good as he is, as much dumb shit as he say and do sometimes, if this man could be that good and nobody could see that, like, bro, you gotta believe in your dreams, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like, you gotta believe in them. And he rapping for people. He's on MTV. He's, you know, he's still producing for Rockefeller. He's still producing for Rockefeller. He's still doing his thing. So then it's like a point where, boom, he busts up in Rockefeller. You know what I'm saying? He puts All Falls Down in cassette. So mind you that, let me backtrack. Before this, I hinted at it a little bit, but we gotta like really tap into this. Before this, it's like, y'all should see this man in his apartment making music, bruh. The music that we bump, the classics that we know, the where they were created and the vibe they were created in. I think anybody that has a dream that's chasing it, that is a creative, it's like down there, like you ain't doing the wrong thing. It's just that you really gotta believe in what you're doing. So, you know, he rapping, he going through All Falls Down, you know, we rocking out, that joint crazy, it's vicious, you know, boom, boom, boom. And he takes All Falls Down to Rockefeller's office. You know what I'm saying? He's playing it for people, you know, performing. I shouldn't say playing because he only putting the beat in the radio. This, you know, 01, 02, niggas had to perform. You feel me? So he performing this joint. He performing this for them. Right? Like, you know, granted, it was the middle of the workday. It is Rockefeller Records. But everybody's like, oh yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I got a call. I gotta take a call. He busting another office. Yo, can you put that on for me? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, to know that he would not stop regardless of like, all right, y'all gotta cut the camera, y'all gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Rockefeller Records. He just produced Jay-Z's Blueprint, and they were not interested in his, y'all probably know this story, but to see it is a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying? So, he's kind of, I don't want to say down. He's just like, bro, I'm not going to stop. I got to grind. I got to do this. So, he shows the music. It kind of is not landing. He lands You Heard It Here First with MTV, but he still doesn't have a deal. So he's going through these A&Rs. He's going to all these labels, and they just won't sign him. The A&Rs want him. They really rocking with him. The artists want him, but they can't sign him. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just won't. The A&Rs want him. He doing his damn thing, but they won't sign him, bro. That just is what it is, right? So he's shooting an interview in his car with a journalist, and he talking about, who he's going to be one day, his artistry, his albums, his sound, what he talks about. And you'll hear him, like, throughout the first episode talk about, like, there's more dimensions of everybody. Like, everybody doesn't want, like, everybody isn't them true selves in their music, but I'm going to give you every part of me. So I'm going to rap everything I feel. That's how how his music is. Like, from Jesus Walk all the way to, It All Falls Down to all the song, all the song music Kanye's made to Ain't Nobody Messing With My Clique. Like, all the parts he feels, he raps about. And I think it made him unique, but the documentary eliminates the vision that we have of him now. And that's very important because we actually get to see the things we love about him. You know what I'm saying? But so boom, he's doing the interview. He talks about the people that got him on. It was like doing a No ID and something Infinite. Doug Infinite, Do Infinite, one of the two. He's rapping about them, telling how he put them on or whatever. And when that article comes out in XXL, because y'all got to remember, he was a big-time producer. Well, not big-time, but he's already got his name as a producer. When it came out in XXL, I guess they didn't print the part that he said about the people that put him on. So he goes back to Chicago, chilling. He's at an event. He dapping people up, showing major love, whatever the case may be. And then he sees, like, this two dudes that put him on. They dap up, like, this Kanye, man, Chicago, Chi-Town, woo-woo, wah-wah, whatever the case may be, da-da-da, right? So, they go through all that. They rap about all that. And he gets back to New York. Or no, he's still in Chicago, I think. And then he hears the diss record that them same dudes he just dapped up that day put out on him about the article because the journalist didn't print it. I'm going to say that again. The dudes he shouted out in his interview, the journalist didn't print those things. He goes back home, shows love, daps them up. The same day, they drop a diss record on him in Chicago. So you see Kanye in the car really low-key feelings hurt, bro. Like, damn, bro, like, why this got a diss record on me already? Like, this crazy. I just saw him. They're like 2 blocks from me, all da-da-da-da. And then they come out. The dudes that just said the diss record that he's supposed to be cool with that taught him the beats and stuff, they come out. I'm like, damn, all right. So then they see each other and Kanye like, yo, like, what is that about? And these dudes literally like just folded their tails, bro. It's crazy how everybody sometimes, so I'm gonna go off Kanye real quick and just, when you're a part of other people's journey, if you're not doing it for their success, bro, you just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, every time you do something for somebody doesn't mean you get a piece of what they got, because you did sometimes a small part or a medium part of something that they've been doing that's much larger. So you can't get the same accolades or get the same ride that they did. And it just shows that, like, no matter how it go, no matter what time it was, because this early 2000s, like, people want a piece of your fame. They just do, bro. And you can't, there's no way around it. And the thing is, yeah, if you taught Kanye how to do beats, which he did shout them out, but if you taught Kanye how to do beats, right? Like, didn't you do it from a genuine place? Like, oh, did you do it so, okay, just in case he get on, he better, you know what I'm saying, put me on too? Because the dude was like, yeah, you history in the city, and I don't want to be erased from history. And Kanye's like, so you mad at me because they didn't print it? But that goes down to, like, you got to know what type of character the people around you have. And, not judging nobody's character, but, like, if you gonna dap me up earlier that day and then drop the diss record, later that day on the radio, Like, what do you leave me to believe or leave me to do? You know what I'm saying? There's no way you can like think that I'm not gonna have defensiveness or have like some type of feeling towards that. So they talking or whatever, and one of the dudes come like, oh man, you need a hug. And Kanye, you could tell visibly in his face, he upset. Like, oh bro, like I shout you out. They don't do their part, so now it's on me. Like you started there. To me, there's no way you can trust that again. You know what I'm saying? There's no way, because that's just saying like, oh well, it don't matter what you do, it matter what people see. It's like, so it don't matter what you do, it matter what people see. And you can just tell you what hurt, bro. So I think, so by that point, you know, they have a conversation. I don't think it really moved him much. Kanye go to a radio station. Boom. It's like, yo, okay. He go to the radio station. He set the record straight. And he's basically like, you know what I'm saying? It's not on no street stuff. You know what I mean? Like, we cool, we close and all that. But like, I don't owe nobody nothing but my mama. You know what I'm saying? So let me translate that for people that don't understand that. You cannot help somebody and then want, like, if you taking a test and you help me on question 7 and I get a 98, so without question 7, I still would have got an A, just not as high. That don't mean that 98 is your 98, and vice versa. Like, if I help somebody with one question, but they got a 99, that 99 is still theirs. We gotta stop. We just gotta stop that. So he get on the radio station, he puts the record straight, but you could tell when he leaves there, because mind you, they capturing everything. Excuse me. You could tell when he leaves there, he's just bothered. It's really, truly like, you could tell it's bothering his spirit. You feel me? You can tell it's like, damn, like, it's really like that, because he's grinding. Like, you know, a lot of times people don't see where you're trying to go, they see where you at. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to the name of the episode, the vision. Act 1, vision. Like, the people that helped him saw where he was at. Kanye was thinking about where he was trying to go. And I think that it's hard to, communicate that, and really just have people to understand, like, sometimes your vision includes those people, and sometimes those people are just an integral part of your growth. And you shout them out, but everything ain't for a ride for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And it's just disheartening, because I think that, if I don't get the shout out, then I'm going to try to get attention the other way. So boom, Kanye flies back to, I believe he was in New York. Either way, he either flies back or comes back to his mom's house after all this. Bro, I don't know her at all. Her spirit is so gentle, and you can tell that man needs his dupes. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and speaking from someone who's lost their mother, like, there's no feeling like somebody that knows you in and out like that and understands how you are and knows how you move. It's nothing like having those conversations with those people after you've had a hard moment or after you have a tough moment, because they won't, not only will they tell you about yourself, bro, they'll like reassure you and pat your back and be like, well, maybe you can do this next time. And 9 times out of 10, there's really no judgment. You know what I'm saying? So he comes in his mom's house. She says like, why don't you bring your key? And it's just a moment where you realize, like, this dude was, correct, because I kind of feel the same way. He was robbed. You know what I'm saying? Mothers, especially for kids like myself, and I'm not comparing myself to Kanye, but Kanye and me and a lot of kids who was in single parent households, like, those were the people that we value the most, our mothers. You know what I'm saying? And when he came back, you can tell he still has his confidence, but his mother was just that guiding source of energy that we don't see now. She just had that gentle, that, like, I understand. She had that gentle, that you know, she had all that for him, and he, you know, he's like, hey, like, this happened, they said a disc record out. She was just so calm about it, like reassuring him like how long he's been doing this, how much he cares about it, you know. And she said this joint that was so deep. She was like, let me just say it was good. It was deep to me. So like, she was like, you know, even when a giant looks, you know, he feeling down. The Chicago joint just happened. The dudes try to put him out there. He don't have a record deal. He know you're a good artist. You know, everything ain't going through. All those things are happening. And it was just like, Cootie, you know, Kanye, I don't know the other dude now. I think it's JB, I heard him say. I don't know. But they in his mother's house, and she sits him down, was like, you know, basically saying like, well, you know, when a giant looks in the mirror, they see nothing. And he was like, oh, damn, like, you think I come off too arrogant? She was like, no, you don't come off too arrogant. She explains exactly who the Kanye is we know. But she was saying, like, basically, like, you know, you got to stay humble, too. Because a giant's feet can be on the ground and in the air at the same time. And it's like, damn, like, again, mothers have that it factor that it's just hard for people to duplicate. It just is. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a nurturing spirit. I don't know if it's because they birthed us. I don't know what. But you could tell she was the it for him. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not going to say I understand his actions more now. But from a personal standpoint and what I saw from him, when that was your only source that you truly trust, it's hard to always, like, reconnect to other people in the same way. Not saying you don't trust other people, but to that way where you know it's just a safe space. You know it's like no BS going on. You know like everything gonna be cool and copacetic. You feel me? So it's a lot more. I don't want to say valid. I'll make sure I be careful on how I say this. Understandable. His lack of boundaries or lack of boundaries of the things he says sometimes. Because if you always felt that way about yourself, and you get this big, and the one person that could kind of bring you back to humility or have humility is gone and has been for a while, there ain't nobody that can really control that. But they have this, the sweet conversation. He goes back to New York, and now he in dog mode, dog. He in dog mode. Dog mode. You understand me? Dog mode. Audio listeners, dog mode. Dog mode. Dog mode. So he getting back to New York, and I know that feeling, you just refreshes there. You understand what I'm saying? So he's working on Jesus Walks and Family Business, which is two of my favorite songs. So I'm saying it like I'm a record exec or something. I keep shouting out all my favorite stuff or whatever. But he back in hunger mode, right? So he's still working on the MTV You Heard It Here First joint, right? But he don't have a record deal. But it's so strategic because he know that publicity. Plus, if he could take that publicity and bring it to the record label, it may make him more attractive as an artist. You know what I'm saying? And so he calls in Scarface. He plays Jesus Walk. And Scarface is just kind of honest. And I think as creatives, you got to be that way. I know I keep calling artists creatives, but essentially that's what they are. Like Scarface, he rocking with it. He's like, yo, bro, that's kind of, like, it's dope. I love the beat, but that's kind of hard for me. Then he plays like Family Business, which is one of my favorite songs off the album. He's like, if y'all know then mean nothing. This is family business, and this is for the ones that can't be with us. Come on, let's take a family Grammy picture. He playing Family Business, and he says his verse, because mind you, he plays the beat but raps his verse, and Scarface like, yo, incredible. And he's kind of like, he rock out a little bit. He's like, you already got all three verses? He's like, nah. He walk out and never comes back. But the thing that Kanye got out of that was that when he rapped his verse, he said incredible. It's that type of mindset that just separates them, bro. You know what I'm saying? So they go on to record the actual studio segment of the MTV You Heard It Here First. You know what I mean? So they do that. And Kanye is just speaking the same stuff he speaks now, but on a much more 02, 03 level. Saying how, like, he gonna show all dimensions of himself. What he raps about is his experiences, which they all have been. He does that. And, he comes out and he goes right back to going back to these A&Rs. Like, yo, I got the MTV joint. Just really promoting and marketing yourself. It's a grind. It's a super grind. His apartment wasn't crazy. It's just a super freaking grind, bro. And it's a grind. So, he's grinding through all that. Scarface, he never came back to record. Kanye took the positive. He goes took that as a positive that they said it was incredible. Then he goes shoots the MTV You Heard It Here First. And then it was just kind of gave him that confidence. And then it like cuts back to the house he came up in. It like they take that moment to go back. No, I'm mixing it up. He gets the next scene you see is him, you know, still being persistent on trying to get signed. And, you know, Rockefeller Dame finally reaches back out like, come on, let's sign him. And then once he gets signed, which is a crazy moment, it goes back to where he came up at. And you could just see like the way his mother, I'm assuming he was her only child. I don't know if he had a sibling or, you know, whatever the case may be. But he was her only child. And it was just like, yo, the sacrifices some of our mothers make, man. I'm not going to make that a color thing with that one. The sacrifices some of my mothers make for us to make it is amazing, bro. And I think with what I saw, it's just a humbling. Like, you finally got, you know what I'm saying? You signed to Rockefeller. You know you about to, you know the world's about to hear what you've been trying to get the world to hear for about 2 years now. Then like, you sit and reminisce on what you used to go through, what that house used to look like, because you know your life about to change. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they have a nice moment outside the house. They talk about all his talent shows and stuff like that. But that was just like that, bringing it back to humility. And I think Donda West, which is his mother, was the only person that could do that, to me. And from what I saw, that's the only person that could do that. You know what I mean? So they you know, they have that moment, they walk through there, and then it goes to, like him just being in New York and happy, going everywhere, being like, yeah, I just signed to Rockefeller as an artist. Because he producer, low-key, he was already solidified, but as an artist now. We at artistry now. You know what I'm saying? And to him, it was like, now I can kill him. And one of the things we see is at the beginning of the, through the wire, where that lady is like, we're going to shoot your video, Kanye West. This is Kanye West video. The actual footage that they use, you see it in the documentary. And I think that is so dope. It made me feel old for a little bit, but it's so dope to see like, damn, yo, I just watched that joint. I just listened to that song and watched that video this week at work, literally. And it was like, yo, damn, that's really where it happened. And so you see that, and then they started to go on tour. So got signed, had a humble moment back home, driving like a 99 Nissan Altima. Got signed, going back home, goes back to New York. You know, he's happy going around the city, and now it's time to tour. And it's funny because he's on tour as like the newest member of Rockefeller, but he ain't Kanye yet. He ain't really, you know, shook it up yet. He just, you know what I'm saying? So you see all this star power. You see the Beyonce. Rockefeller had it on lock. Y'all know that. You see the Beyoncés, the, you know, Memphis Bleak, Jay-Z, Dame. You see everybody watch Jay-Z perform. It's like, damn, bro. They like, you know it, but like, just to see it again, low-key, like, yeah, if you know Jay-Z ain't really on that touring stuff unless him and Beyonce do something. So like, when you see him back in action, and be real, in 03, we weren't going to, I wasn't going to Jay-Z concerts. You know what I'm saying? So you see all this star power, and then like, Jay-Z says, yeah, and, you know, let's bring out, you know, let's tell him something, Kanye, bring Kanye out. And you see where he said, like, you know, this is the newest member of the Rockefeller team. And that's when Kanye Titter was born. Yeah, you already know it's your boy, mother. Y'all know that energy that come off. That was it, bro. Like, you can tell, like, it was about to go down. And to be, so this is how I'm aging myself just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, to remember that time when he was like about to shake it up, and then to see it, I'm like, it's about to go down. Cause through the wire, that whole college dropout ain't even touched the scene yet. It ain't even touched the scene yet. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, boom, that happens. And then, like, he puts on the Rockefeller chain, and this is towards the end where, you know, it's kind of like goes into where he's about to get in a car accident, and it goes off. Then I realized that I almost canceled my Netflix because I'm like, yo, hold on. When the hell did Netflix start doing weekly stuff? You understand what I'm saying? Like, when in the hell did Netflix start doing weekly stuff? And I'm like, yo, time out. So the next one come out next week. But anyway, before I get on Netflix, you know what I'm saying? the episode 1 is about vision, bro. And I ain't gonna, y'all know, obviously, I'm a talker. You cannot, and it ain't always about getting as big as Kanye is. But if you believe in anything or something, go for it. It's crazy. You really, 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 really can get it. You really can. And everybody doesn't have to be a billionaire. But if you have a vision for yourself, you have a vision for your family, you have a vision for your peoples. You know what I'm saying? The people you came up with, you can go get it. And everybody that needs some inspiration right now, go watch episode 1 of Jeen-Yuhs. Jeen-Yuhs. You'll know what I'm talking about if you already watched it. But real talk, man, it's just like, damn, like, yo, this is crazy. Like, the whole shebang. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a dope first act. They call them acts, but it's just like vision, bro. And I think what has me still up here talking on minute, whatever it is, like, is that having a vision around something is so integral, man. There's no way around having vision, getting there, doing what you got to do. So, Kanye documentary episode 1, man. This is the review. Y'all know it's your boy K.Mims. I'm checking in. Shout out to the sponsor of this episode, Black Line Customs. Make sure you go check them out. Make sure you show major love. Anything you need, apparel, mugs, anything, the whole 9 yards, hit them up. Tell them K. sent you. He'll take good care of you. Shout out to the home team, man. Professor Blackstocks and Deacon Cummins. You know, shout out to the home team. Shout out to the panel. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking with me, man. We are here, and I am thankful. So, Millennials vs. the World. It's your boy K.Mims.
Millennials, yeah.